Mississippi State at 5-0, Jacksonville at 3-2. First ever meeting between these teams, and it comes here in the final game of the State Farm WBCA Showcase. Ocott easily wins the tip. Jerkaila Jordan with it for Mississippi State.
Player to player for Jacksonville, and they're just trying to make things ugly. They commit a lot of fouls, and by a lot of fouls, I'm saying they're going to send you to the free throw line a lot, and they're fine with it. They're going to try to disrupt this offense of Mississippi State.
Three from the corner from Debrisha Poe is long.
Well, I've already talked about how many times they foul at games, so they got to limit fouls and try to make Mississippi State score from the field, and they need to stay close on the glass. Mississippi State is 5th in the nation coming in today at almost a plus 38. And I say defend 101 because they need to keep Ocott at the rim and not force her into any kind of rotations. And then share the rock. Sam Purcell says he loves how unselfish this team. They come in today averaging 18 assists a game.
Battle late shot clock. Off the back rim, and here comes Jordan in a hurry. No numbers for Mississippi State as she carries it to the corner. Good ball reversal. Eniya Russell just short with a three. Jacksonville, not a team that makes a lot of threes. Only 3.3 per game. They are 320th nationally in made threes per game. A lot of their points at the line and around the rim. Russell forcing the issue. Mississippi State has won every game this season by at least 25 points. Their closest game came against Chattanooga, 69-44. Montague right into the action as she gets the offensive rebound on the putback.
Well, player for player down low, Jacksonville's going to be on the short end of this. They have got to do a good job of establishing where they are and pushing Mississippi State back, or they're going to own the glass all evening.
Good look. Jerkaila Edwards, just her 4th three of the year to open the scoring for Jacksonville. Russell inside Montague. Active early. Offensive rebound, put back, and now a chance at the free throw line for Quanirah Montague. Mississippi State has been a fast starting team this year, outscoring opponents 111-56 in the first quarter.
This is what Jacksonville will do. They'll go sideline break on those free throws, trying to get a quick shot.
They got it there for Battle. It popped in and out. Russell, find inside, went through the hands of Jordan.
Get your track shoes on, people, because neither one of these teams is going to try to slow the pace down.
Around and out for Williams, former 5-star recruit, McDonald's All-American. She has a chance to have a dominant season in the ASUN. Williams started her career at Syracuse, also played at South Florida and Oregon before landing here at Jacksonville.
Special Jennings saying that Priscilla Williams is the most gym-hungry player she has ever coached in her career.
Russell forcing the issue. Caleb Thomas, 6'2" junior, has come on.
So one thing about Sam Purcell, because he is under the Jeff Walls coaching tree, you're going to see a lot of pressure defense, a lot of mixing up of the defenses.
Battle patiently working through the lane, rejected by Chandler Prater. Russell step through and finish. Well, you have seen the skill set already on display for Eniya Russell.
You know, it's never been about the talent for Russell. She has always been one of the most talented players on the floor, but I think it's a good fit with Sam Purcell in this ball club because she's just playing so under control and confidently this season.
Nice screen and roll action. Edwards the finish off the feed from Battle, and Jerkaila Edwards has all 5 for Jacksonville.
Jerkaila Edwards in that loss to South Florida just was on the bench almost the entire game with foul trouble, and Special Jennings said she has to stay on the floor this afternoon if we're going to have a chance.
Traveling violation against Russell.
I'll also say I don't think people realize just how well this team would gel this quickly for Mississippi State. And with realignment, it's not going to be surprised to see at least 10 teams from the SEC get in the tournament this year.
Good passing through the pressure. Eniya Craig with the left-handed finish to bring JU within 3. And you look at the makeup of college basketball with the Pac-12 dissolving. That was a very good league last year between the SEC and the Big Ten. You could easily see each of those conferences come close to getting double-digit teams in the tournament.
And let's throw the ACC in there as well with that.
Jerkaila Jordan's jumper stretches it back to a 5-point game. Edwards forcing her way inside, but off balance as she went up with that. Both of these teams especially put a priority on nothing easy. They are physical on the interior.
I mean, the one thing I'll say about Jacksonville, they have taken on the persona of their head coach in Special Jennings. She says, I recruited dogs because I played like a dog, and that's what I want to see on the floor.
She told us yesterday at JU Shoot-Around she believes in payment before labor, which is not something you hear very often in the modern era of college athletics, and she wants players that fit that mantra.
I was talking to some of the family members watching their practice last night about, I said, what's this team and program about? And she said, this is about family.
Won 4 conference titles, made the Elite 8 in 2010.
And they were a shot away from going to the Final Four that year.
Good catch by Poe. Ocott doubled inside. McFall an open 3. Ocott tracks it down and banks it in.
I give Denham the Shields credit. She is locked in on Battle right now, getting up to her quickly in transition and trying to prevent her from getting downhill.
Battle will take the 3. Not the best part of her game. 25% three-point shooter. Poe on the block to Ocott. And a late whistle will put Ocott on the line. The foul was on Eniya Garrett. It's her second. She got to campus in late August, so she hasn't been in Starkville very long. She was denied a visa 4 times. Finally approved on the 5th try only 2 days before the deadline.
Again, I don't think a lot of coaches know about Ocott in the SEC when they were voting, because she's making her presence felt in a big way already.
No conditioning. The very first day, yeah, I got it, coach. I'll be fine. She passes the test.
Well, he was telling her, no, just rest. You're okay. She goes, I just want to try it. Blows it out of the water.
Another good screen and roll. Jada Duckett, senior transfer from Old Dominion. "11-second difference between game clock and shot clock." DeShields back cut McFall. Stumbled. DeShields ends up having to take a contested 3. Kamari Mitchell, one of the talented freshmen for JU, will push. Battle with 5. Priscilla Williams from the corner. Off the mark, Ocott snares it as the first quarter comes to an end with Mississippi State in control. And she is a fluid-looking athlete. Very impressive to watch her get up and down the floor and maneuver in the lane.
I think it's the defensive end that's really impressed me because of her wingspan, the things that she can deflect. But also, I've seen her now in transition, running full speed with a set defender, and her almost Euro-stepping by at full speed. You just don't see that with young ladies who are 6'6" in stature. Mississippi State switching up their defense coming out of that break. Coming into the 2-3.
Battle finds Williams in the corner. Pretty good look late in the shot clock.
Williams has had some good looks from 3. She just hadn't been able to get them to go down. And great hands by Ocott.
And there's an example running the floor, slightly off balance when she made the catch, but able to gather, go up, and score. 7 points for Okot to lead all scorers. A huge frame to be able to handle passes that come her way.
It's the frame, but it's the body control that's really impressed me with this young lady. That's impressive too.
Russell with the block, and she'll take it all the way. A timeout for Special Jennings. Mississippi State smothering. Rare opportunity in transition for JU. And they'll have free throws. What you're seeing more and more of in these games between power conference teams and mid-major teams, and the disparity, it seems like, is growing.
On the other side, no pun intended, but what Special Jennings is doing is also special because she's getting kids that buy into her system.
And they challenged South Florida. That was a close game going to the fourth quarter. They were outscored 27-14, ultimately lost by 18.
I saw this team a year ago against LSU, and yes, it was at LSU. But that's why I keep raving about the job she's doing, because this is two separate programs from what I'm seeing a year ago to now.
To Shields the drive to set up Montague. That's when Mississippi State has been at their best, getting the ball into the paint.
Well, Sam Purcell loves what Denham Shields has been able to add to his ball club. A great on-ball defender. And now she's on Craig down low and gets called for the foul.
You have her dad, Delino, who spent 13 years in Major League Baseball. Her older brother, Delino Jr., was a top 10 pick in the MLB draft. And Diamond was the third overall pick in the WNBA draft and won a title with Chicago. Craig takes advantage, friendly bounce, and she ends up getting one at the line. 12-point game, 23-11, Mississippi State leading.
That was an ISO for Russell to be able to go one-on-one.
Draws a foul against Craig. 12 rebounds against South Florida. 20-rebound game earlier this year as well. She hunts rebounds.
Kind of reminds me of Dennis Rodman a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that in a good way.
Absolutely. Unselfish, doesn't care about scoring.
Yep.
Get the ball, kick it out.
Even Battle scoreless so far in this ball game.
And credit to Shields, especially for the work she's done. Three-pointer long from Edwards, and here comes Mississippi State.
Another one and done for Jacksonville.
Bulldogs holding opponents to under 45 points per game, and if they can execute like this for the rest of the season, this is going to be a team that's a lot better than 10th in the SEC.
Well, I asked Sam Purcell, what are the areas that you know this team needs to get better at? And the first thing he said is, I want better offensive execution. He's got to be pretty pleased right now with what he's seeing.
The other part of that, in talking to him yesterday, was one thing that he said he's really pleased with is the unselfishness of this team. And there it is again, McFall finding Montague. It's hard to teach players to be unselfish.
Well, this is a team that feels they were wronged a year ago by not getting in the tournament. And they're on a mission to get there. And so I think whether it's the transfer portal or the young players, well, a number of those are in SEC play, but the week after Thanksgiving, and that's not going to be an easy task as well.
Eden Battle steps up and hits both free throws. Her first 2 points of the game. Leading scorer for Jacksonville, almost 21 per game on the board for the first time midway through the second quarter. Good fight inside there by Jada Duckett, but Mississippi State keeps possession.
For Jacksonville on the offensive end, contested shots, even to get into their sets, it's been hard. And then I'm going to say, Coach Purcell, your team is executing at a high level on the offensive end so far today. For Mississippi State, already 7 assists on 13 made field goals. She's averaging 21 points a game. 8 of those are coming from the free throw line, or 21 points a game. 8 of those are coming from the free throw line. So,
Prater to the corner. Prater stayed with it. She was well positioned underneath. Oh, little stutter step. That's off the back rim. And it comes out to Priscilla Williams. The spin and the finish. Mariah Knight Another freshman for Jacksonville from the Louisville area.
That was a great move by Knight just to create that space to get that little fadeaway to go down.
A hint of momentum right now for Jacksonville. Ocott traveling.
Good call. That's the shift of momentum then for you.
2.5 minutes without a point for Mississippi State. Jacksonville's gotten battled to the line. A good finish by Knight. And now more free throws coming with Mississippi State over the limit. Sam Purcell expressing his frustration as Priscilla Williams steps to the line. Her desire to try to be great.
And that's the joy of having veterans. There seems to be a sense of urgency. When you get to that last year, you want to do great things. And I think that's what's fueling Priscilla right now, is that she wants this last year to be her best year.
Fall dribbles it off the back of her foot. Ocott free throw line jumper. And the foul against Mississippi State. JU 1 of 8 from the field this quarter, but now 7 of 11 at the line. They have had numerous opportunities. 83% bounces back.
There's not going to be any quit in Jacksonville. Now for Mississippi State, you want to execute and get a high percentage look.
Russell not exactly fulfilling that, but the backside rebound by Chandler Prater.
Sam Purcell calling a press as soon as his free throw goes down, but he does it.
Looking to inch a little closer. Williams flares to the three-point line. That's Knight for 3, and Russell has it for Mississippi State with the shot clock turned off. Bulldogs have a chance to take the final shot of the half. Russell starts to go with 6, and a foul on the wing. That's the 4th team foul against Jacksonville, so no free throws. And the length of Priscilla Williams on the ball. Russell with Williams coming over to double. Russell hoisting it from the wing and off the mark. So a great start for Mississippi State. They got the lead up. And Mississippi State, the top defensive team in the country in the early part of the season. Opponents scoring less than 44 points per game and shooting it below 27%. And that is where JU is in that first half. They went 5 of 26 from the field, just 19%. Mississippi State starts the third quarter with possession and a touch for Ocott. Going to work inside. Nice turn over her right shoulder to bank it in.
The footwork, the hands, the body control. She has all the tools to be really, really special at Mississippi State.
9 points for Ocott. Edwards going to take her turn at Ocott, trying to step around. Looked like a volleyball player at the net going up to block an opponent. Bounce pass inside Williams. DeShields fighting for it and able to rip it away. Russell, a little hesitation. Ocott there to clean it up.
I've watched film on Ocott and I've been impressed, but to see her in person, it's just, I just keep going, wow.
She is phenomenal, and they're coming out to contest the three-point shot by Edwards. A rare offensive rebound for Jacksonville and Eniya Craig since 2020.
It's just scary. One thing I will say about Sam Purcell, I've watched at the free throw line when Jacksonville is shooting. This is the respect he has for their rebounding ability. He has had them double pinch on one side of the player, meaning 2 players are boxing out one because he does not want to give them second chance opportunities.
Even Ocott able to play defense and contest on the perimeter. .13 lead at the half. Bulldogs looking to add to it. Tough catch by Ocott, but she's able to make it and keep possession. Poe, a good look from 3, and she drops it in. Second 3 for Debrecia Poe, one of the top three-point shooters in the country.
Oh, if she was going to just take it on the break, I was like, stop.
Poe drops it off to Jordan. Back-to-back triples. Timeout Jacksonville as Mississippi State stretches the lead to 22. Mississippi State 4 of 5 from the floor in this third quarter, and they have come out of the locker room with a fury, outscoring Jacksonville 10-1. Bounce pass to Jordan. Entrepreneurial spirit. She loves sauce, so she partnered with some of the Mississippi State alums, and she sells her own jerk-flavored sauce. Should have asked if we could get a bottle, maybe done a taste test.
I mean, what does she put it on? I would need the recommendation of what to add it to.
1 of 2 at the line. Battle unable to hit. And Mississippi State off and running. Russell up ahead. Finger rolls it in.
Great pass by Jordan.
Well, so much of that fight and grit that we saw at the end of the second quarter for Jacksonville. That's how they stayed close. We have not seen that here to open the third quarter. Look at the effort by Russell. Well, luckily, both Eniya and the table, no worse for the wear.
Table's going to need an ice bath, though.
Mariah Knight indeed. Second time we've seen her get good position and finish at the front of the rim.
Knight's got a huge upside. For a freshman, she's got great touch around the rim, can face up. And she's coming into her own. These last 2 games for her have been really, really nice to watch.
7 points against South Florida. That was her highest scoring game of the year. McFall keeps it in the left hand and able to scoop it in. Battle's been shut down by this Mississippi State suffocating defense. Her shot attempt there is blocked, outscoring opponents 127-43 in the third quarter. And it's 15-3 here today. The margin only getting bigger.
Well, I guess Sam Purcell's 3 questions on the board's working at halftime.
Absolutely.
And once again, if you weren't with us at halftime, Sam Purcell writes 3 questions on the board at halftime. What are we doing well? What do we need to fix? And what will it take to win?
And Jacksonville really struggling just to get the ball in bounds. He was legitimately concerned about this game when we talked to him yesterday. Said this would be the toughest game they've played. Was worried about how much they would foul to put Jacksonville at the line.
Well, this is Mississippi State's first road game. That got away with a foul there. She pulled and fall to the floor.
Jordan underneath finding Montague. She's in double figures with 11. So both of the post players, Okot and Montague, with 11 points. The first 5 games of the year for Mississippi State at home. So this is the first time they're leaving Starkville. And they will head from here to the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands Classic next week with games against Utah and South Florida.
And a trip to the park tomorrow here in Orlando.
We'll check out some of the fine theme parks that the City Beautiful offers. Montague's got the last 6 for Mississippi State. She's up to 13 points. It's a 15-2 Mississippi State run.
Mississippi State's just able to switch all those on-ball screens, so there's no advantage for Jacksonville to get going downhill.
Mitchell off the mark. Rebound put back for Jada Duckett. Well, the Cardinals beat South Florida earlier today.
I mean, there have been some great coaches at Mississippi State. Sharon Fanning, Vic Schaefer. And so, I mean, it's a pretty big deal that Sam's been able to get there faster.
Mitchell pull-up jumper as she hits the deck.
You need to see players attempt second chance opportunities. You might not be able to get them. No more players getting all the way to the rim. Again, reset right now and just start playing for the rest of your season.
Mitchell hits 1 of 2. And all of these early season games for JU about making sure that they are ready for ASUN play when it begins.
Carl did a tremendous job at Florida Gulf Coast.
See if the league plays out the same way it has in the past, with the landscape shifting at Florida Gulf Coast. Denham DeShields hits the first of 2 free throws.
Some may be wondering, why is Mississippi State pressing up so big? It's still preseason. Coaches are data collecting. They want to see how their players perform in different situations.
Well, this is a different lineup out there than what we've seen. The Shields and McFall in the backcourt right now for Mississippi State. Taryn Ward boards that miss and leads the break. McFall unable to turn the corner. Good defense by Mitchell, but the position of Kayla Thomas. Well, the Mississippi State bigs continue to have their way on the block.
See what you did there.
You don't want to share that, though. You know, coaches around the country start stealing your material. Special Johnson engaged in a conversation with Maggie Tiemann, upset about the whistle her team is getting at the moment.
Well, Eden Battle was down there hiding, but Denham DeShields just found her.
Battle's got her hands up on the other side of the floor. That three around and out from Michaela Edwards. And after not scoring in the last 2 games, she's got 5 points this afternoon. And the Shields will not get a shot away in time. It's a no-brainer to go from high school to college. Talked about it with her wife. She knew this program could be successful in part due to the great sports leadership that exists on campus at Jacksonville.
And it starts with the AD, the associate AD, all the way up to the president supporting women's basketball. And I just think that's awesome, because if you want to be successful, it's not about the level, it's about the people who surround you. Her players, obviously, but also the administration. And so I am really anxious to watch and follow Jacksonville in the coming years with Special Jennings and as the head coach.
JU's president was a baseball standout in college, pitched for 4 years. The associate AD is Dee Brown, name that a lot of basketball fans know, former NBA slam dunk champion. His daughter Lexi, with an outstanding player. Nice pump fake and a finish by Jerkaila Jordan.
But they need to be better in terms of where they're being located, so it's just up and score, because that time to get it off is going to be so much less.
Utah first up. One more free throw for Eden Battle. It's up and good. The Shields over the top. The catch and finish by Russell. The Shields try to keep Battle out of the lane. Montague leading the way with 13. Jordan and Russell with 12. As it's been for most of the season. You look up and down the statistics for Mississippi State, and it's definitely not 1 or 2 players that are doing the scoring.
Nice rebound.
Jacksonville closed the second quarter on a mini run. Felt like they had some momentum going into the locker room, but Mississippi State has outscored the Dolphins here in the second half, 33-12.
Jacksonville had 10 points in the second. Otherwise, to this point in the game, Mississippi State has held into single digits in every quarter.
Russell to Montague. Look at her stepping through the lane. Yeah, a lot of these players have dreams of playing at the next level.
I said to Sam, I said, how much does Victoria play? He said, every now and then I got to keep it real with my players. I put her in. He said, but I also promised I wouldn't wear her down because I know she needs to recover this time of year.
Nice drive, left-hand finish for Garrett. McFall over the top, Taryn Ward. And a foul. I mean, certainly you could put Okot and Montague out there together at 6'6" and 6'5".
Well, and because of the agility and wingspan of Okot especially.
And you think about the other players that he could put on the floor. I mean, Russell's 6 feet with a long wingspan. Jordan is 5'10" with a long wingspan. Debrisha Poe is 6'1".
Ooh, I just got chills trying to think about facing that.
A whistle.
Foul on Jacksonville. For the most part, I think they've done a good job of limiting some of those fouls. As I said before, they came into today averaging 25 a game.
Mississippi State shot 16 free throws, which, if you look at Jacksonville's first several games, is not a big number compared to what JU has given up. Taryn Ward with a couple of free throws. Ward 4 seasons at Georgia Southern before coming to Mississippi State. And she was a big scorer last year, 22 points per game for Georgia Southern. Her previous coach, Anita Howard, now on Mississippi State staff.
Well, and Sam Purcell lost his entire staff, moving on to be head coaches and whatnot. And so he reloaded with all previous head coaches at the Division I level as his assistants now. Phil Clark now under his coaching tree because she came and coached with him a year ago. Now the new head coach at Mercer. Getting old there, Sam.
Both free throws good for Taryn Ward. And this is the largest lead of the game. 39 right now, the margin between Mississippi State and Jacksonville. And a frustration foul committed.
And they're running an up-tempo offense, and they want to press. And, I mean, that's going to be a track meet. God bless the officials on that game, because you better get ready to sprint.
Mississippi State this week, just outside the top 25. If you count the teams below them, they would be 30th.
And they expect it to be a sellout in Tupelo.
That's part of a doubleheader with the men's team. They said the arena seats 7,000, and there are just a couple of hundred tickets that have not been sold for that. 2 more free throws for Taryn Ward. Mariah Knight fouled out in that last sequence. Mississippi State has held every opponent under 30% from the field this year as Jada Jones gets the easy bucket, and so it's going to be 6 in a row. And every statistical category has been impressive for Sam Purcell's team. And despite not shooting it well from 3, 3 of 20 from 3, tack on another miss to that, but an offensive rebound and a putback for Kayla Thomas.
So that puts them up to 16 offensive rebounds in this game.
Yeah, plus 24 on the glass. That was something we knew was going to be a big factor. Mississippi State, one of the best rebounding teams in the country. Thomas misses there. Ward the rebound. Well, she is feasting here the last couple of minutes. Jump ball, the presenting squad with their share of challenges before ASUN play begins at the end of December.
Well, they will be battle tested. I mean, she has put together a very challenging schedule for this ball club and opportunities to learn and grow before ASUN play.
Good flash to the middle of the lane by Taryn Ward. As we talked to Danielle Donahue at halftime of the first game, by every measure, this has been a huge success.
When I got to talk to every coach just off the court and unsolicited, I can't tell you how many of them just raved about this event.
Danielle Donahue told us excited to have it here at Disney, a phenomenal host at the wide world of sports, a first-class venue for all these student athletes.
You know, when I was coaching, this was the main AAU event here in this field house. And so to bring basketball back here, hasn't had a women's event here in this facility since 2000. The women's game is at the height of its popularity in terms of attendance, in terms of viewership. Why not start this event?
An appropriate way to end it there with Montague getting the bucket. A new career high for her, 17.7 rebounds as the final seconds tick off the clock. A decisive victory for Mississippi State. They're going to move to 6-0. Every single win by 25 points or more. They win it by 45 this afternoon, 80-35 as Sam Purcell and the Bulldogs move to 6-0.
I think Sam Purcell's going to be pleased. They went on the road and they continued their dominant style of play. They're doing it with the defense. They're doing it by sharing the ball.